Tech Stuff. Today is July 19th, I think? No, June 19th, I think. It's the Saturday before Father's Day, 2021. And finally, we're about to see whether or not this boat is going to float. I'm out here at Lake Patton Mays, my own home backyard. It is really hot right now. It's like nearly 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm not going to launch it right now. I'm out here with my grandparents are camping out here. So I am going to probably launch it later this evening. The reason I waited so long is because my dad wanted to help me out, and I figured there's no time like the present. About to be the moment of truth. Got the plugs in, gas is topped off. Quarters of a tank. God, I hope this thing floats. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently riding in the boat back to camp on the trailer. It failed. It failed the flotation test. It also failed the crank. It tried, but it wouldn't crank for some reason, and it was taking on water, so I pulled it out. Somehow the motor is separating from the transom. It was not doing that before. So the transom may be rotted out. Which means I probably spent $3,000-$4,000, something like that, on a piece of shit. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. Never buy a boat that has not been taken care of. I'll get more details on this later. Alright, so I just got back home. I just finished putting the tarp back on it. It's supposed to rain, storm in a couple of days, so here's pretty much what's wrong with it. 1, it takes on water. 2, the engine runs, but not like it should. Basically, the engine is not quote-unquote peeing, which means something in here is stopped up. We blew air into the line, but water's not coming out of it. Suspect maybe when they replaced the water pump, they did not replace the impeller. Which means that the guys I took the boat to are total assholes, and I will never be using them again for sure. Me, my dad, and my grandpa all looked at this thing after we tried to launch it, and the motor wouldn't turn over, and it was taking on water, so we pulled it back up. I would have recorded that, but I couldn't. We did figure out that these are either for the aerator or the bilge pump. Aerators, I should say. The intakes. The pump that goes to this one is actually broken off, and we think that's where most of the water was coming in. Did notice after we pulled the boat out that there was a sizable gap here. Like, this thing was at an angle. Like, this bottom bolt and I guess the one on the other side were not tight, so definitely have to get that looked at. The gaskets on the carburetor might need to be checked because that thing was leaking a lot of fuel. And of course the gasket on the oil reservoir needs to be replaced anyway. It did run, but we didn't run it very long since it wasn't peeing. We pulled it up on shore and ran it with the ears on it. There's a lot of trash and gunk in the bottom of the boat. We know that because a lot more water came out than what should have come in. And plug hole was gunked up with a ton of crap. This thing did sit for probably a couple of years without a cover in the middle of it. So there's probably leaves, trash, sticks, all sorts of other junk up in there. No telling. We may have to take that cover off that I put in there, which is basically just a piece of plywood with bed liner on it. I'm gonna take that up and clean it out good. My grandpa told me that the guy he gets his boat worked on, he lives actually over by the lake. Probably gonna take my boat over to him whenever I get paid or whenever my tax return comes in. Still haven't gotten that. And add insult to injury, my license plate actually broke off from the trailer right as I was pulling in to the house. So I'm probably gonna bolt that right here, right there. So, probably a bad impeller, motor mounts are loose at the transom, the bilge and aerator pumps all probably need to be replaced. Bunch of in the bottom of the boat, license plate. I think that's it. All in all, I'm tired of all these issues with the boat. I don't really know what else to do other than take it to that guy my grandpa knows. There's a lot more wrong with the boat than I thought. Boats. Never again. Thanks for tuning in for this update. The boat from hell continues to be just that. CV Tech Stuff out.